can continue on.
You're obviously marching in the parade.
I'm just hijacking all of that.
Oh.
No, yes, I am.
Good, good.
Here we are. So, appointment subcommittee meeting. There are 2 new appointments. Colleen Puzis, Conservation Commission, and Margaret Solis, ZBA. Neither of them are currently members of their boards, but Solis was a previous ZBA member and previous ZBA chair. So certainly the experience is there, but it's curious to have someone leave and come back again.
Is that where you want to start with, Margaret?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay.
I can start with that. Do you have any comments either way on that?
In reading her letter, she said that the board only has the 5 members total and at least 4 must be present to vote on matters. So I guess my question that I first had was, do they currently have any alternate members, and do they usually have alternate members, or is this a special case where she's asking to be just a part-time board member?
I believe they have alternate members. And, I think the category exists, and I think they have some, but I don't know. We can maybe Barb may be able to answer that. Do you have any idea, since you've probably spent a lot of time on this ZBA?
I don't. I know, I'm sure there's probably, I shouldn't say that. I believe there's associate members to the zoning board. I don't know if they have any filled. I tried, same as the planning board. I know Jim that comes to a lot of the meetings is, I believe, an associate member of the planning board. So I know that type of position exists. I believe on the zoning board also, but I can't say 100%. And I don't know if they have any filled. I can tell you on the mayor's website, it doesn't show any, it only shows a vacancy for a full-time, it doesn't show any vacancies.
Hey Barb, it's Joe, calling you from downstairs. The question came up, do you know ZBA, how many are regular appointments and how many are associate appointments? And Right. Yeah, I remember that. Right. And there is another associate right now as well? Okay. Okay. And what the board is typically? So the four may be a full board. I wonder if I should have this on speaker just for public record. Since Joy's not here tonight, can you present this?
It's in the zoning ordinance. There shall be a board of appeals of 5 members and 2 associates. So right now they have four regulars and 2 associates.
Okay, and so I take it at a meeting, an associate can move up to make a full board? Okay.
Yes. They have to have 4 in order to act.
Okay.
Right now they've got 4 and they're 1 associate, and this one will make 2.
Right.
So they're still down 1 full member.
Right. Okay. Thanks for your help. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I feel kind of quasi-mixed, as Councilor Hagan had alluded to earlier, that it's good that she wants to participate, but a lot of these meetings are continuous meetings where a topic is kind of brought along, and if you can only make every third meeting, but it's tough though, but then again, it does seem like she's making an honest effort to help the committee be full, to be able to act on topics, especially a lot of them are quite timely and are quite emotionally charged. Councilor Hagan, was there anything?
No, just before I get down, I was telling Joe Paddock, because I was here, my thing is not her qualifications, but her, how much she can commit, because I know when we appointed, a couple of weeks ago, we appointed a new member, I believe, Mr. Olinsky, who works with her. They're good, I would assume friends or certainly co-workers. And in hers, she said that she doesn't, kind of implied she doesn't have the time to be a board member, but she would sit, as you read it, I'm sure you read it.
Right.
And I was just mentioning to Joe, it gives me a little pause, because that's a very important board, because they hear people's variances, they hear, which sometimes can go more than one meeting, and then like 40Bs, like Parsons, when it went from a planning to zoning, which calls out several meetings, and I believe an associate's supposed to be there from the start of a process to the end. It's not like you could just come in at the end of the, you know what I'm saying, you can't just come in the night of the vote. I wouldn't think, I mean, it wouldn't seem like you could. Now, I don't know, again, I'm certainly the committees, we can do, under a new 45 days, we certainly, you could do it one more if you wanted to ask her. What is their time?
Well,
What is her time commitment? In other words, what is she, how much can she, it's kind of open-ended. She just says she's got other things going and doesn't have the time, but I mean, does that mean she's tied up?
right, and one of the things that concerns me is you are both using the language associate member, and her application uses the language alternate member, and alternate, I would assume, has more of that. When there's nobody else available, call up the alternate to see if they can come in,
Right.
versus an associate who is more steadily there. So I would agree with that assessment. Initially when I saw this, it wasn't the time commitment. It reminded me more of when I was first on the appointments committee, and someone came in worried about the personalities, and just knowing that she previously was the chair of the ZBA and then stepping down, I was wondering if that would create conflict within the ZBA, but I would be consistent with the last time, saying let's give it a go, and if there's conflict, we'll address it then. And I was, but this is a very different scenario in whether or not it's alternate or associate, and what the implications are as a result. So
I don't think there's an alternate. I think she chose the word an error, because I think it's department is associate, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's enough kind of questions that'd be worthwhile reaching out to her. So
Because I believe under our new rules, it's a 45-day,
Yeah.
and it looks like this was brought forward by the mayor on the 26th? You have the, yes, submitted to the city council February 26th, so that would give us 2 days in February, 31, and March is 33, and then April 1st is our
next meeting.
So you certainly would be within the 45-day window.
Right.
Because it used to be a 30-day window, which really you had to kind of decide it at the first meeting, or it was.
Right.
When this gives, that was the whole purpose of the council, I think, on questions to.
So do you think we should see if we can get her to come to the April 1st?
Either come to it, or if again, you guys do what you want, or if you enjoy, or you want to send her some type of thing, just kind of getting a little more, what is your time constraint?
So I guess if we
of a bigger project, in other words, could you commit to a 40B, or could you commit to a kind of a little more complicated variance or something?
Right. So I mean, I guess we could always send her an email. Number one would be, does her, as you said, the continuity of certain issues requires being able to attend. Do you think your work schedule would interfere with you being able to fulfill. I think it's important that you're knowledgeable of the whole issue if you're going to vote on it. The question is just clarifying alternate versus associate. She realizes it's an associate, there is no like alternate. And then the last one, maybe even, does she anticipate any kind of conflicts or problems with being a chair
Past
and then
board
being?
or having the new member being a co-worker.
Is there anything else that?
The only other, I hate to.
No, it's all right.
The other thing is, and again, it would be something, and I don't know who the other associate is, but what's the availability of the other associate also? In other words, and how do they decide, and again, maybe this is a good thing, not just for this board, but for planning board or any of them, for the appointments committee. In other words, how do they decide if they need an extra member? How do they decide which of the associates and who that person is, and what's their time? It's again, just a suggestion.
Right.
Okay. So I'll make a motion anyway to not vote on that appointment tonight, but go ahead and reach out to her and either have her in person or answer by email. So at the next meeting we have some more information before we vote on it. And I guess I'll make that a motion then. So
Okay, I second that motion.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
2-0.
Quick question, when we're going before the full council tonight, would I go into that much detail, or just say?
I would just vaguely say, there are some additional
More
questions
discussion.
considering
Okay.
that appointment, so we're going to hold off and address it on the first, just pretty vague like that. Colleen Puzis, though, I mean, looking at her resume there, she had lots of
She's smart.
experience. Yeah, exactly. It looks like she's kind of fit very well for that position.
And I'm personally, certainly being an educator myself, I really always appreciate when a student is taking the initiative to get more community involvement. I
Yeah.
think that civic engagement is a really important part of the college experience, and seeing that she's a recent graduate, I think that's a perfect way for her to start embedding herself within her community.
Right. Okay. So is there a motion to accept Colleen Puzis to the?
I would like to make a motion to accept the appointment of Colleen Puzis to the Conservation Commission.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So our next meeting, I guess, will be April 1st, Wednesday, April 1st, 5:30, these chambers.
Okay.
And I think there is
Do
no.
we have an agenda?
Oh, no, actually, there's no new appointment, so the only appointment we will have is following up on this one.
Okay.
So, take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.